Ramblin man here. Let's talk a little bit about logic, okay? Let me get these on. I'm about to get brought up in here. Now, when I say logic, what I'm talking about is COVID logic. So you have all these people that are coming along right now and blaming unvaccinated for everything. Now, I will tell you this much. It says, this is just hearsay. I don't know exactly where this is. It's just stuff I read. You're 11 times more likely to contract COVID if you're unvaccinated versus vaccinated. Now that's just what some knucklehead wrote. So who knows if that's actually accurate? The CDC says, if you look at their site, that you can catch COVID whether vaccinated or unvaccinated. It doesn't say at what rate. So I don't know where that 11 times came from. It also, with the Israel study, says that you are 7 times more likely to contract the virus as a vaccinated person rather than someone that's already had COVID and has natural immunity. Again, you can take those the way you want to. I mean, people are going to look, oh, so you said 11 times. Yeah, well, I also said 7 times more likely that a vaccinated person would get sick versus someone that has natural immunity. All right, so take all those into consideration, okay? Now, think about this. A lot of people have said that if you get the vaccine, at least you won't end up in the hospital or die from it, for the most part, or you're less likely to. And that has been accurate if you go by what people are reporting. Although the CDC says they don't really have the numbers on since the Delta variant has come into it. Everything has to do with just the normal COVID. It doesn't have to do with the Delta variant size. Taking all the numbers in consideration, not just what's happened with the Delta variant. They believe it's going to be much higher as far as hospitalizations and death, but they don't have those numbers yet. That is a fact. Okay, this is not just an opinion. I'm just telling you the things that between the CDC, FDA, all these different things. Okay. Now, that being said, the CDC has also said that vaccinated people are super spreaders because they spread the disease just like anyone else. Only they're vaccinated, which means if someone's going to spread the disease, the likelihood of them getting it as severe is different. But like I said, not counting the Delta variant. Now, you have all these people blaming the unvaccinated for everything, but here's the thing. If the vaccinated that have the virus are spreading it as well, how can you blame it all on the unvaccinated? What I see as the problem here, this is logic again, people. It's just my opinion. It's just logic. I'm just using logic here. If you are an unvaccinated nurse and you don't have COVID, but you have a vaccinated nurse that caught COVID, and they can both spread it just as equally, they can spread it just fine. The difference is the vaccinated may not end up as severe symptoms, right? So here's the thing. Why are you letting go of all these unvaccinated people when the vaccinated can carry it just the same way? That's just a question. It's a sincere question. Please answer in your comments what your thoughts are on this. I just find it very funny that a lot of people will blame the unvaccinated for a lot of things without really looking at both sides of it and being like, okay, the only person that an unvaccinated is hurting is themselves. The reason I say that is if a vaccinated person comes in contact with a child, they're asymptomatic or they have minor symptoms, they can still spread it. It's still just as dangerous as someone that has it severely. It does not matter. It's still the COVID virus, and each person, each child will respond differently to it. So to say that unvaccinated is the fault of these people is ridiculous. So you have that. You have all these different things about boosters and everything else going on. I, for one, even if I decided to get the vaccine, I am not taking a booster because you shouldn't need all these boosters and taking a booster every 6 months or every 3 or 4 months, you'll be taking those forever. And all it's going to do is decrease the immunity to your body. So your body's not going to be able to hang on and fight things because you're throwing boosters in there continually. I just don't feel safe putting a booster into my body. And so while I don't care if you get the vaccine or if you don't get the vaccine, that's none of my business what you do there. But when it comes down to it, it's really none of the government's business either. So decide what you want to do. Respond the way you want to respond. Make sure you comment. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Go ahead and let me know where you stand on this and what your thoughts are. I mean, if you think about things logically, though, let's not be one-sided in response to, oh, yeah, well, the unvaccinated's fault. Nope, it's really not. It's not the unvaccinated's fault. It's their own choice whether or not they want to suffer through and take a vaccine they're not comfortable with, or that kind of thing, but it's not really affecting you. If you've been vaccinated, you shouldn't have a worry. Not a worry in the world. And if you've flown on an airplane, guys, all these things, these logic things don't make sense. Like, you walk into a restaurant, you have to wear your mask, but you can sit down at a table and take your mask off. You're not 6 foot apart. In an airport, you have to have your mask on, and they're 6 feet apart. But you get on the airplane, you're butt up, right up next to someone. It doesn't make any sense. These are common sense and logic things that make no sense whatsoever. So logic apparently has left the building. Common sense doesn't exist anymore, and people are really confusing the hell out of me because I'm just trying to figure out how these people have survived all this time with no common sense. Well, that's my take for the day. Y'all just let me know what y'all think, and look forward to hearing from you. Y'all have a great day. Love you guys. Ramblin out.